When I heard that Tupac died, I was cooking in a restaurant, and tickets were piling up and I'm like, I don't care.
I was working as a cook at a restaurant when I heard about Tupac's passing. Tickets were being handed out, so I said, I don't care, fire me, knowing full well that it would ruin hip-hop. There are many rumors and conspiracy theories in the community. One of the most persistent ones is that Diddy was involved in Tupac Shakur's death. Recently, this theory has gained new life when it is reported that 50 Cent and M confronted Diddy and accused him of sacrificing Tupac. In order to comprehend the seriousness of these accusations, it is necessary to go back and review the history of the East Coast-West Coast rivalry that dominated the 1990s hip-hop scene. This feud was primarily personified by two of the biggest stars of the era, Tupac Shakur and Christopher Wallace, better known as the Notorious Big. If true, this dramatic allegation adds a significant layer to the already complex narrative surrounding one of the most famous murders in music history. Huge Littles, the rivalry between Biggie and Tupac, intensified to a deadly degree, as both became the focus of violent attacks. Biggie was a well-known personality at Bad Boy Records, a label founded by Diddy, while Tupac was affiliated with Death Row Records on the West Coast. Tupac was infamously shot several times during a New York robbery in 1994, which he thought included Bad Boy Records. This belief fueled the animosity between the two camps, which culminated in the 1996 drive by shooting deaths of Tupac in Las Vegas and Biggie in Los Angeles 6 months later. Now, this documentary made claims that we know are untrue, so we don't talk about ridiculous stuff. We won't even entertain such nonsense, my brother, so we're not even going to go there with all due respect. However, I appreciate you asking for this as a journalist, because 7 years ago I would have asked, did you hire someone to kill? But you handled it like a journalist, so yeah, no. We wouldn't even get into that kind of nonsense, you know what I mean. By the way, thank you. The theory that Diddy was involved in Tupac's murder is not new. Over the years, a number of people have proposed that Diddy was behind the successful song featuring Tupac as part of the growing conflict between the Bad Boy and Death Row Records. These accusations frequently center on the claim that Diddy considered Tupac to be a serious threat to his record label and its performers, especially Biggie. Littles I get why buttons broke from your pressing, but he doesn't do anything, especially when it comes to punches. Yeah, yell the puffy con, but revote y'all are like a up remote. We have nothing in common, not even a roach thrown. You keep wanting smoke, so the blunt is roll take another toe. But it's flipping in hell because all you're going to get is all and smoke like a roach. If this journalist has a cold nose, advise him to stick to his stuffy nose and stop wasting tissue. He seems to be always running away. Music. The theory has surfaced again recently, allegedly because Eminem and 50 Cent confronted Diddy. According to these reports, the confrontation revolves around claims that Diddy sacrificed Tupac, implying a planned and calculated move to eliminate a rival. The terminology conjures up images of dark conspiracies and sinister plots, suggesting that Tupac's murder was not just the result of a violent feud, but a calculated decision to gain power and control in the hip-hop industry. I know you've been around town, man, and I want to sit down and talk to him because I'm a huge fan. I really enjoyed listening to more of your CDs last night. It's not like I haven't listened to them all before, but I said, let me go back and pop in. I had to tell you that the second album is, surprisingly, one of my favorites. There was a lot of drama at the time, so I have to tell you that the song with the Sting Police sample and the second one about the message from On Man are on the entire record, man. I know that some people said that the track masters weren't as hip-hop as they wanted. I adore that album, and I have to admit that Lost Tapes is one of your best releases, which I didn't think anyone really paid attention to. So what was Lost Tapes about? Was it the label that acquired the songs, or were you actually responsible for putting them together? I believe it was because I had a lot of songs that didn't make any albums, and I honestly didn't know what to do with them, so we just put about 101, 12, was it 14? It's right here, man, I brought it. And that's how heavy, it is 11, man. With that I mean purple, my way you have no original ideas. I mean, if you ever get the chance to obtain the lost tapes, do so immediately. That record is amazing. I really liked that, dude. Thank you, puppy. May I inquire about these albums? In the beginning, you had the pictures, like your first ALB was a picture, the second album was a picture, Nostradamus was a picture, and then you got off the picture in the front cover. Was there a reason behind that? Yeah, I just wanted to change it up a little bit. And I noticed I like album covers, like I used to pick like a lot of samples for records just by listening by actually looking at an album, like you pick out, you go or shopping or whatever. I'm not a real producer, but I have been alike with old professor, and he just showed me how he go looking for records. So I like help him pick out records like back in the days, like look at this cover, wow. They got a Rolls Royce on the cover. Look, oh, this got to be hot theme. Got to be hot, I means. So I was just like that. I wanted to do my album covers to have some meanings and stuff like that. But then I didn't want to keep it going. I wanted to kind of change it up. I got tired of it. Wanted to change it. Yeah, no doubt, man. Now let me ask you this, man. Why do you think, I know why. But you've had a lot of rappers in your career that have came at you and took their shots, you know what I mean, 50 Cent took a shot, you've had I don't know, Coro, I don't know, I get lost. And so many people been, you know what I mean, even Tupac, at one point, had said some things about you, is that part of the game, man? What it's definitely a part of the game, man. Young people out there who want to get into rap. You want to get into rap, baby. It's not an easy gig. Due to their positions in the music industry and their past interactions with Diddy, Baby, and and 50 Cent. Two of the most influential figures in modern hip-hop are especially compelling in this story. Eminem, a protege of Dr. Dre, co-founded Death Row Records, and Diddy had a complicated relationship, but there was mutual respect. Eminem has not held back when criticizing Diddy and his business practices in his lyrics and interviews. The relationship between 50 Cent, who was found by Dr. 3 and and Diddy has also been volatile. Their rivalry has been characterized by public fights and diss recordings, with 50 Cent regularly accusing Diddy of unscrupulous business practices and lack of loyalty. Your joke is particularly funny when you're doing well. If you're doing well, it's really wild. Man, I'm telling you, this is ridiculous. However, there is one thing I must say. You know you're a true MC because, well, nobody has ever really brought you down. Jay-Z's incident was wonderful, but even so, it was something that hurt, and you knew it was something. Hey man, it's not going to be easy. You bad rapper and all that, but it's going to bring to either. And I heard him say the other day in a remix. I got stronger after other, yeah. Yummy, and let me tell you something, man. Everybody's been talking, When the whole thing went down with you and Jay-Z, cool, that was his whole thing, you guys. And I commend you for keeping it so hip-hop, and both of y'all being grown men about it. And also being professionals, you know what I mean. You didn't take it all street and guns and all kind of violence and all that it was a rap thing.